Hi, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for being available for this interview. I have
Of
to
course.
say that I just saw the trailer and I love it. And
Okay.
we all know that you're so good switching concept of good and perfect character into a badass and aggressive character, as we have seen in Hansel and Gretel. Now we have a badass Santa. So what we can expect of this movie?
Well, you can expect an R-rated action Christmas movie. That was the goal, and obviously it has some crazy action and some edgy humor and darkness and all that stuff. But it's a very fun movie, and most important of all, despite all the craziness and despite the concept of the film, it's still a very much a Christmas movie at heart, and it has a lot of emotion and hopefully so. After you've seen it, you go out smiling and feeling ready to celebrate Christmas.
Nice, I love that. David Harbour looks so badass as Santa Claus. Now we just done one cool present for Christmas, but also Santa Claus defends us too. What attracted you of David Harbour for this role?
The casting process is I came on board with the script, and we obviously did some adjustments to the script, and then we got into the part, okay, who should we cast? Who is our Santa Claus? And then we started discussing names and going back and forth. And then the name David Harbour was brought up, and for me and the producers, it was like, okay, we don't have to look anymore. He's just perfect. It's hard to explain because it's not always like that. And sometimes you go back and forth, and sometimes you try some actors and you discuss or you change the script. But on this one, he was our clear top pick, and we sent him the script, and he read it. And 2 days later, I was on a Zoom with him, and he shared the love of the script and had great ideas and a great point of view. And yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know. He was just perfect for the role. He really was. And our Santa Claus is a bit different than what you've seen before. When we meet him, he's a little bit of he's a little bit lost. He's lost a little bit of faith in Christmas and humanity, and nobody believes him anymore in Christmas and the consumerism. And so he's a little bit of at a place where he feels abandoned and alone. And then he goes on this journey. He gets sucked into this story with this terrorist taking over this compound, and he meets this little girl that he decides to help her and her family. And it's through this girl that he kind of rediscovers his faith in Christmas and in himself. So there was a lot of, the trailer obviously showcases a lot of the action and all that stuff that I'm so proud of, but at the same time, there's a lot of heart, and the beating heart of the movie is really Santa and Santa's relationship with Trudy. And we needed somebody who can pull all that off, and also in addition pulling off the physical part of it and being that badass Santa and taking on 25 bad guys and winning, and David had that too. So he had that really unique combination of things.
Tell us what inspired you to make the film.
Well, they sent me the script, and they basically said, all right, it's Die Hard but with Santa Claus. And I said, oh, okay, that sounds interesting, but it can go both ways. It can be too crazy. It could just be a crazy concept. But when I read the script, I realized it was so much more than that. And the first thing I said to the producers in the studio is that, okay, this is fantastic. And what I love the most about the script is the fact that it has a big beating heart and it feels like a Christmas movie. And because I knew that if we can make that work, if we can make Santa and the little girl work, and the emotion, just if we can make that land, we can go as crazy as we want on the other stuff. I always like, and I think I can do well, is the combination of things, the mixing genres and mixing humor with action and gore and all that stuff. And that all played really well and really strong in the script because of us believing in Santa and us believing in his emotional arc.
Santa Sax will be in the movie, of course. What would be for you the best toy to fight?
There's a few things he uses. Like he actually uses the bag in the fight because the bag is endless. So, like he can just pull out so many presents he wants, and he has to use that in one of the fights. At one point, he uses a Christmas star on top of a Christmas tree. And that was actually part of the fun when we came up with the action set pieces, because our rule was that we wanted to use Christmas in the biggest way possible, including the action. So every room or location or set was designed in a specific way to really embrace Christmas. And okay, how can Santa use this to fight his way out of this one? So every fight is very, very, yes, there's Christmas elements in every set piece.
Do you have any favorite part of the trailer?
The trailer, yes, there's some great moments in the trailer that really hints of what's to come in the movie. For example, there's a moment where Santa puts a grenade down somebody's pants and blows them up. And that's the end actually of a scene where Santa fights. He takes on 25 mercenaries in a barn that has tons of Christmas decorations in it. So that's probably one of the biggest fights in the movie and one of my favorite scenes.
Awesome. The movie is called Violent Night. Tell us how violent is going to be the movie.
I do like, I mean, I grew up watching Evil Dead and Brain Dead and early Peter Jackson, Sam Raimi stuff. And I always love the combination of gore and humor and how you can make people laugh at the same time as they're shocked or engrossed by the action. So there's quite a bit of it, but you know, it's obviously Santa Claus. It has a fantastical element. So yeah, there is some, but mixed with a lot of humor.
Thank you so much for being available for this interview and congratulations for the movie.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.